live.
All right. Well, good morning. I hope everyone's having a beautiful Saturday morning. We're here. We're live. We're all here. We got Mr. Lord Cognito of the Iron Lords podcast with us today. Everybody say, what's up to Mr. Cognito?
What's going on? Happy to be here. Long overdue with the ladies of the round. You already know. I'm glad I got the call. I felt like I got drafted. I was like, yes. You know what I'm saying? I put my jersey on. I got my GWG jersey. I'm lit right now. Let's go.
I don't get it. Like, all the guys are like, oh my God, I get to be on here. I'm invited. I'm like, yo, we don't say you can't be here.
It felt good. It felt good to get the call. I'm trying to do good for the team right now. You know what I mean? But I love what y'all do.
You got your helmet on. You ready?
Mm-hmm. You know. Absolutely, huge fan of what you guys do. Love this kind of support, and good to be out here talking games. A lot going on. I saw the topics. Very excited.
Cool. All right, so let's get started with the intros. We'll go ahead and start with Miss Lady Infamous.
Hello, good morning, y'all. Y'all already know who I am. Just quick recap of what I've been playing. As you see right now, I ran through Tekken 7 the other day. Super Mario World. I'm on World 2 in the I think in the caves and stuff.
That's the one with the hat, right?
What you mean?
The Super Mario World?
Yeah, the one with the hat. What you mean? I think the one with the feathers and the cape with Yoshi.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Cognito? The one that they came out with when they first did the Switch.
The Switch.
And you're able to take the hat and.
Oh no, I'm playing the classic Super Mario World from.
The classic joint. Okay.
Yeah. I'm on the classic. Oh, I forgot about that one with the hat. Ooh.
Yeah.
You took it back.
But yeah, I took it back, and I think that was it.
All right. Cool. Miss Delilah HD, what have you been playing?
Been playing some Sword Art Online, a little bit of Monster Hunter World. So I've been on my MMO kick pretty much.
Okay.
I want to jump into Final Fantasy. Was it 14? That's the online one. I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Is that the latest one?
Yeah, no. They got. I think it's called Stormbreakers or something like that.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I could be wrong with the name.
Is that on Game Pass or something? Because that's
on
the
PC.
way I'm getting
it's
it.
on PC.
PlayStation.
You sound like King. If it ain't on Game Pass, you ain't getting it.
I mean, certain games, like I'll try it, but I'm not trying.
Hey, everybody on that PC on that Game Pass kick now, though. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's real.
Hey,
all that apprehension in the beginning.
It's real.
But, you see, you have access to tons of games.
Hashtag Game Pass, fam. Let's go.
Right. All right, so go ahead. Keep going.
And a little bit other than that, just some XCloud stuff that's coming soon. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I saw that it was expanded, I guess, this last week.
Yeah.
The only reason I didn't put in the topics for this week because I guess it happened last week. So I was like, I'll leave that out.
Yeah, I think it went from 50 games to 80, I believe.
Yeah, all right. They do Tekken and Destiny up in there. I was like, woo, let's go.
Destiny might be a problem on the XCloud. I'm going to be completely honest with you because that's a game I can get into. Yeah. If I had a big enough screen,
Yeah, I know. I'm like, damn, I need to get me like a little tablet. I've been saying that, but
get one of them Samsung Galaxy with A10s, little 10-inch screen. It's nice. My boy Kabatsu got it. He's rocking.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got the Tab A from Samsung. Yeah, 10-inch.
Yes.
Oh, gorgeous. And it's flawless, man. I go front.
You said flawless,
flawless. It's flawless.
Nice.
Is it a flawless victory?
Look, yes. Okay, more to come back. But anyway, look, get a because I know you use iOS, so yeah, definitely cop one of those Android tablets and jump on board so you can kind of see what it's like, man. They cheap too. They're not that expensive. You can just pick up one.
Right. All right. Well, I'm gonna do Miss CHAREECE. What have you been playing?
Monster Hunter World, because for some reason we're back on that.
Yeah, she don't invite me though.
Look here. I was incognito because I was so hot this week, so that's
okay.
But you were busy.
Nah, I saw you playing last night.
I was playing
she
last
gotta catch up anyway though, remember? Like she's still a little bit behind. So
I was doing, and I literally suck. I cannot kill this Nirgagati. I don't know what the hell it is. It's big and it's red. That thing. I can't do it. No. So I'm trying to level up my armor and my weapons and the way I can at least have a chance, because I think he looked at me and I died, and
God.
it was cute. So I was playing that, and then I've also been playing, what else?
Apex Legends was me.
Apex Legends. Yeah. Oh my God. We got the what's the second squad left. It was so intense, y'all. I don't see how
Nice.
Boogie plays this on a regular basis. I can't do it.
It's
I almost
fun.
had a heart attack.
Yeah,
That's the fun part. Like
That's not the fun part.
It is the fun part. It's like
Stress
super
level.
stressful. Yeah.
Yes. We was all like in this one little circle, and like it was us and another team. We was going at it. We was hiding behind this little thing. It was
Gosh.
yeah.
And that's the concept of the game. But check this out. So when the circle,
Right.
it doesn't it have like a continuous circle now though?
So that was just for the event. So they're
Okay.
having this grand soiree event, and every 2 days the map changes. All right?
Mhm.
So or certain things change. So one time all the weapons were gold weapons, right?
Yeah.
Another time the circle was constantly closing. That was probably my favorite.
To me, that's because you got to keep moving.
You got to keep moving the whole time.
moving.
Like as soon as we landed, it was like the circle was like right there on your ass. Keep going. You know, you got to start moving in. So it changed the strategy. Then there was snipers and shotguns only. So you know that changes your strategy. Right now it's nighttime on the old map, and I feel like it could be darker. I don't feel like it's really nighttime. They're reusing the same map from the Halloween event, and I don't know. It's not as good. It's probably yeah, it's all right. It's just not my favorite out of everything that we've had so far. But I like this. This is cool. You know, it's a free event. You don't have to pay for this. You know, and you're able to earn a lot of their cosmetics this time around. So
Nice.
I think they're listening to the community.
Nice.
But yeah, was that it? All that you've been playing?
I think so.
All right. Well, what have you been playing, Mr. Lord Cognito?
A little bit of xCloud, actually a lot of xCloud. Really, I'm actually about to do what Delilah mentioned as far as getting that tablet, because what you realize is you do it on the phone. I got a Galaxy S9 Plus, and when you do it on the phone, the resolution, all that's great, but I just have people bothering me, and I get like overlays and text, and and I'm just like, oh man, like it just, and for whatever reason, like it's like they know when I'm about to play xCloud. Like nobody bothers me. That's when I'm ready to play. But I wanted to test out Destiny. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I play on PC, so I know the difference with the frame rate was going to be there, but I just wanted to see how the latency was going to be. And doing it over Wi-Fi, 5 gigahertz, it was flawless. It was nice. So I really got a chance to do that. And I really love Tekken 7 over it, because as a fighting game, those one-to-one responses are so key. And to see it so responsive and being able to do, and I play Tekken. Like I get busy in Tekken. Like that's my game. Like, I play Harang, the one with the Taekwondo guy, and I got my flows, my patterns, my everything coming out smooth. So I was very impressed with that. And the last thing is I finally, which was on the back burner, I finished up Gears. Took me long enough.
Yeah, I should have hopped in with you, because these ladies keep saying that they're gonna help me finish.
Okay,
still not
we're
finished.
gonna play Gears.
Who said
We're
that?
gonna finish Gears.
I know I didn't say that.
Who said that?
I know I didn't. That had to be
You
Sharice.
didn't say that?
I didn't say that. That wasn't me.
I'm pretty sure it was Delilah and Charisse.
Okay.
Shots on my coffee on that one.
I don't.
But yeah, I mean, without spoiling for those who have not finished it, there's some decisions and things that have to be made.
Well, now you got to go back and play both of them.
Yeah, no spoilers, man. No spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
We wait no LBOOGIE like.
Yeah, I'm just curious how they handle Gears 6 based on what happened. Yes. Because it's a big what happened. So, I agree. Yeah. That's what I got.
All right. Well, now I feel super left out. So let's continue. All right. So I just have like a couple of quick questions. I think that most of our audience knows who you are, so I don't want to take too much time, doing an interview when we're talking about the same thing that most people know about you. But along the lines of our mutual podcast podcast that we have together with Snaldo, and we talk about what made you want to be a podcaster, what made you want to be a content creator. So that's what I want to ask you, like what made you decide, let me get these guys together, because there's a spot for us here.
Yeah, it's a good question. It was really organic because I honestly, y'all, like I had no intention of being a podcaster or a content creator. Like it just kind of happened. And I got to shout out to Addict. He's always in our parties and Xbox Live and stuff like that. We game together, Destiny and whatever. And he would tell me like, yo, the conversations that we have in Xbox Live party chat, he's like, dude, this is a podcast. Like it's lit. Like we should do it. And he would always tell me. So for me, I'm old school. Like me, King, Solve, we all grew up in the South Bronx. And I used to have everybody over the crib on Saturdays. Like this was our day. People would come over, the new games would come out, we'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? We doing Halo 1 back in the day, no Xbox Live, 4 TVs and a LAN, LAN ports. Like that's how we used to rock. So in my block in the hood, like everybody used to come through my place. Like I was a spot to like, yo, get your mind off the BS. We're gonna hang out, we're gonna chill, we're gonna play these games, and we're gonna, watch sports and fighting. We talk fighting, Delilah. I know you don't like that, but we talk.
No, see, this is not y'all. Even talking about fighting games. Y'all be talking about UFC, and y'all got like
That's
a
what it
channel
was.
for that. I thought y'all had like a fight channel or something. I'm
We
like,
would do all that.
games, bro. Like,
Games,
personal taste,
fighting.
it's all good.
It was just a whole combination of things. So that used to happen. So what happened is, he tried to convince me to do it. I said no. I was very resistant. Then he said, all right, so what about just me and you do a Destiny podcast? Because we love Destiny. And I'm like, all right. So I said, you're going to host it because I'm not doing it. So we did it for a while. And then I started getting into it. I ain't going to lie. I really started getting into it. And then he's like, bro, I think you should host it. So I said, all right, I'll give it a shot. And then it kind of like the love for it. It started to become like an addiction. And I really started to get into it. And then from there, people that would support us would say, look, I love the podcast, but we don't like Destiny like that. We like when y'all talk about other games. So then once that opened up, then I had to reach out to the homies. So I said, yo, King, Solve, like, let's take it back to how we used to do, those same conversations that we used to have in the crib. Because we used to be like, our clique used to be called Channel 5. Those Channel 5 conversations, let's bring this into ILP and give the world that dynamic that people know about. And shout out to Anchorman. He's another one responsible. He used to tell me like for us to do it and stuff like that. And then once we started, like it just kind of caught fire. Because to be honest, we old. So we like, who gonna listen to these old dudes talk about
what I'm saying? We are the gaming generation, so we are listening.
Yeah.
So just a quick question. So Iron Lords came from Destiny, basically the name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, straight up Destiny. Straight up. Mm-hmm. That was the origins. We always gonna have Destiny as our foundation. That's the game that we rated and brought most of all of us on the outside together on Xbox Live. But yeah, that's definitely a foundation.
All right, that's amazing. So I want to say, what gave you guys the ideas of, we're gonna start having, this, your crest. I noticed that you guys have like, the big crest, and everybody knows about the crest now, and everyone wears the shirts and whatnot. So who decided, we're going to be Iron Lords, and this is going to be the crest?
All right, so Iron Lord is the name. Let me give credit where credit is due. I have to give it up to Addict because we had a balance. Like, I came up with it. He's like, no, I came up with it. And I'm like, you did? And then he had like the old DMs. He's like, see? I was like, yeah, he had the book because I was trying to do my little hostile takeover. He had to shut me down. Right he was like, no card. On April 14th, I suggested, and I'm like, all right, you got me. So he came up with the name. So then when it came to the logo, I want to shout out my boy SWAT because we were like, yo, we want a wolf. Because that's, again, think about this. This was right around the time, LBOOGIE, when Rise of Iron came out. So this was like, Saladin, the wolves.
Okay, yeah.
Like, so think about that DLC. Right. So we literally in that kind of a bag. So we like, all right, we need the wolf. But then I said, look, yes, we play primarily on Xbox. That's our preference. But I like the other systems. I don't want people to feel like it's you only come in here for Xbox. Right. So I want people to say, all right, Switch, PlayStation, and that's how we did the logos. And then shout out to we had a rough sketch, and then we took it to Nero Panero, took it to the next level. The Nero just, oh my God. Once we saw the finished product of that, it was a go. And then we spoke to Sean Labrie, shout out to him. He did a lot of other stuff for us and Lords of Gaming and stuff like that as well.
Okay.
But that's literally how the whole Iron Lords, the logo, the crest, the shield. And then my whole thing is like we wanted to keep it like respectful. Like, so when you come in the realm, Lady Delilah, Lord, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Like we wanted to be like, you coming here, we're going to show y'all a lot of love. We respect what you do. And we also wanted to have it where not only the gamers, but if you're in the industry on any level, even if you're an artist, I don't care what you do, we wanted you to educate the gamers on what that's about. So that to me was like important, so that everybody felt comfortable knowing you can come in the realm, have a good time. No one's going to be super disrespectful, and we're going to have some fun.
All right. Well, I think that happens for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I absolutely love the show, though.
Thank you.
I look forward to it. I wake up super early because for us West Coast people, like what time is that? That's like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is not that early.
Look, I'm from the East Coast, and
right.
I'm new to the West.
Early is 6:30. Like they're not doing it at 6:30.
Look,
it's like,
man, we on different wavelengths because, like, for me, that's early for me. Okay.
Well, I got a kid, so there's like no way I'm just like sleeping in past 10.
I
can sleep in 9.
Well, when she was able to reach your microwave, I'm like, I'm done. That's a wrap. I'm done.
I mean, she can do that now, but at the same time, like, I still have that mommy, you wake up easily. So, like, as soon as I hear noise, I'm like, what is she doing? Let me
No, it's not nurturing.
Sure
you just don't want the house to burn down.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, I was trying to be sweet about it. Now, come on.
I'm waiting for her to, burn us alive or something.
That was like, you're testing them, but like, hey, just in case anything pop off, I can jump up out of bed real quick and put it out. Yeah. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like just for perspective, it's like an hour before we normally do ours, so it's just a little bit different. But
it's a little early, I know.
Yeah. So, and then you got football that day. It's just like I'm like, okay.
No, trust me, I know. Yeah. It's tough. That's why we go early the hour. Like before football, during football season, because we didn't want to compete. We were just like, all right, it's too much.
You can't compete.
Yeah, cannot compete. So now everybody's team eliminated. Super Bowl. Now we go back to our 1 p.m. Eastern kind of deals.
Yeah. I can get behind.
Now, I have one last question, which is probably not the easiest question, but there's no way I could not ask you this because it's something that I would ask you if we were just standing next to each other. All right?
No doubt.
So, being in this male-dominated spectrum of a gaming industry that we're in, especially white male-dominated, how do you guys feel about our comeuppance as people of color within this industry?
I think it's super necessary. I mean, because at the end of the day, people need to see themselves and see what people like themselves are capable of in this industry that we all love. So for me, I've had a couple of people that I used to follow because, to be honest, there weren't any men of color that I remember when I used to watch, game shows back in the day, and just seeing people in the industry, you just didn't see it. So it's people, specific people I used to follow, and I'm like, okay, you watch their journey, you chart their journey, and then I think what's happening now is it's kind of like with the YouTube and the content creator era, you start to notice that take off more than almost the traditional journalists, because people want to go to someone they feel they can trust. They're like, hey, if Cog said, boom, I'm going to listen to him because he, we have similar interests, similar vibes. The same thing. That's why I said it's super necessary with GWG, because people need to see that. They're like, yo, these chicks of color are doing a thing. I can relate. If she said, and they're educated, they know what they're talking about. That's the other thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's just that combination. I think with this era of content creation, that's where you notice the journalists are getting pushback.
Yeah, because you can tell they're getting upset. Like,
we're on
they're a little hot.
Yeah, because I understand the whole, I went to school for it and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, people need to feel represented. They need to be able to talk to people who talk like them, who look like them, who play the games and understand things in their language, and it's super necessary.
And I have to say, I have to give you guys kudos because, like you said, you try to be very respectful, and I think that that's another thing. The reason why you're probably one of the only podcasts that I listen to, because I really don't understand that need to play up your blackness to be on. You know what I mean? Like in which. that's a strange connotation in itself, blackness, but to feel the need to be something other than yourself, to be on here on the platform, but so I give you guys kudos for that, because you
appreciate it.
You guys are yourselves, when we see you, this is you,
appreciate it. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Like, we're super approachable. One thing we try to stress is that, that's why I love y'all, is that y'all outside. Like, people don't understand. Like, we go to events, GWG's outside. Like, a lot of these guys, they don't go outside, and they got the nerve to be telling people how things go in industry, and they're not.
Oh my
God.
You
know what I'm saying? It just bothers me, because we know who's out there, so we just laugh to ourselves. And then the other thing is, why we don't do the disrespect, because again, where we from, you're not going to say that stuff to our face.
Right.
You're not doing that. So at the end of the day, let's keep it respectful. We both love video games, so we should have this common bond. But as soon as it goes left and dudes say disrespectful stuff, we got to cut it off, because that's not what we're going to allow. Again,
and this protects your brand too. Like, and if you ever want to grow, you have to keep that stuff up, tight.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna go far by doing that. I've been saying that to plenty people who ask me questions about certain shows that I listen to or that I like. I listen to some of them for pure entertainment, but let me tell you, if you think people aren't listening,
oh yeah, thank you.
Listening.
I'm so glad you said that, because that was part of my initial fight with ILP, because I had to put, I ain't gonna put him out. I had to push back on King and Attic for a bit.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, look, if we ever want to get to a day with Phil Spencer coming on or whoever, they're not coming on if we wild it out. Like, that's not happening. So it's like we've got to. He's like, yo, but I got to be myself. And I said, look, I get that, but for me, if we could just implement that, that would be great.
Think about how somebody like Phil is going to align with your brand. Like, you gotta, and that's where the discrepancy.
Because there's a level of professionalism that still has.
I completely understand where you guys are coming from, because in the beginning, I was so rough around the edges, it wasn't even funny.
That's Attic.
I would have to. The lady was like, "Man, I know you want to be yourself, Lady Infamous, but you gotta like."
Reel it in. You gotta reel it in.
You gotta like light it up, or you gotta blend it in with a. You have to.
And it's not that you're not being yourself.
No, but if you want people to notice you, gotta be, palatable. Is that a word?
Yes. I like that.
Okay, there we go.
You want to be palatable.
Because there'd be so many times, like, you'd be surprised. We invite a developer on, they know nothing about us. And everybody has their preconceptions of what, they think we're going to be. Right. And then they get on and they like, yo, I'm having a good time. Like, I want to come back. Like, it's a difference. And then it's like, again, in the workplace, the way I treat it is like the workplace. Like, you got to have a level of professionalism. You got to have a level of things so people can respect it and see, you know what? Not only they having fun, but they know what they talking about. That's how I'm making it.
And I think that's a common misconception about ours. Like I was telling you, people think, oh, I'm allowed to come on here. I have no idea why people think that we're like,
that's what I told you. I told you I got to change that, because I love what y'all doing. I even thought that. I was like, oh, well, maybe this is their movement and they don't want the dudes up in here. So once I got the call, I was like, yes, y'all have such a good platform and such a good mix that y'all have to get that message out so people know, like, oh,
tell your friends, because everybody getting more subscribers than us for some reason.
Oh yeah, I'm spreading that.
Okay, what do we need to do?
I don't want to be petty. I don't want to be petty.
Let's go.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's like this, Delilah. People will watch controversy and drama and negativity first. They get the more publicity than the long, legit, true content creators that really out here doing the work and taking the time out. And that's how it is in our world, in our gaming world, in all of those circles. You know what I mean? And I mean, you gotta. I'm gonna be like this. I can't. Personally, me, I can't do it. I can't be negative, because I'm already, as a Black female that loves to play video games and a consumer of buying hardware products, I feel like I should have a right to say what I need to say about these video games and these hardware platforms. If I say this game is trash, I mean, I gotta back up and give you guys, the audience, and the panel as well, that the legit, thoughtful arguments of why this game is trash, and not because I fuck with blase squaze, or I follow this dude or this chick, or I'm following this person, and it should be more about your own particular voice. And people got to understand that everybody ain't gonna like what you like, but you shouldn't demean them or degrade them or crown
just because
them.
they like something different or they don't like something that you like. We got to get away from that as a gaming community, y'all. Facts. We got to get away from that. Just because Cognito don't like something that I like, there's nothing wrong with him just because he doesn't like that. For him, it wasn't enjoyable. For me, as long as it's enjoyable for you, money well spent. Period. That's it.
Good point.
Yeah, because we're gonna talk about Overcooked. It's all good though.
You gonna play Overcooked. You gonna play that game. Anywho, let's get to these topics.
Let's get to it.
All right, so. And this is, gonna make this lady who just messed with me, her head a little bit bigger. But Ninja Theory announced a new game, and Delilah was right about those 3 dots.
I mean, normally I don't speculate. I can't speculate anyway. But yes, it just looks. It made sense to me because I used to do websites. I used to do the slider, and I'm like, this looks like 3 slides. Like it looked like it was going from like, this is the first game, this is the second thing, and this is the third thing. But people thought it was a loading graphic. And I'm like, man, no, this is like 3 projects. And of course, I don't know anything. I'm not no super insider. Anything like that. It's just as a gamer speculating like anybody else.
Well, just because, like you said, you've worked in UI, you've worked in that area to know that this is usually how you display
that's right
projects.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, so what do you guys think about this new? It looks like it's going to be like a horror, right?
Yes,
it's a horror game, which is going to be like
I'm with it.
Crazy because I was already freaked out with the voices on yeah, right? Like
Hellblade, some of the best voices
were ridiculous
ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I've been listening to so many different people's like ideas and speculations on this. I mean, of course, I mean, just to kind of put a premise, I don't know anything about Project Mara or what's going on with Hellblade 2, but it'd be cool if they're related. It'd be really cool if they're related. Like, as a full like concept. I know someone was mentioning like what if Project Mara is like the real world of what's going on with
That's
her.
What I was just thinking.
And then Hellblade is like what's going on in her head.
Right.
Like, that'd be so crazy if they're related.
Right.
Oh my.
She's really like locked up in the hospital. Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all.
Because they could do like a whole like Assassin's Creed type deal where she's like locked up and they're testing her, but then they put her in this machine and she goes into this whole world, where she's in Hellblade,
some Assassin's Creed type stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Potential is intense. I want to shout out my boy Rage Virus. He did an article for us on mostgaming.net, and I was learning a lot about it and the way Ninja Theory is really tackling mental health. And I just think it's so cool. And I think he said with Project Mara, I think they're trying to have like a real world and grounded representation of true mental terror. And this is something a lot of people go with, like these very gripping, immobilizing fear. Like you say, you wake up from a nightmare, but you can't move.
Right.
Like that kind of fear, kind of thing. So check his article out. It's really good. But the thing, if they're doing that with Hellblade 2, that they still got Bleed. This is amazing. And I know me and Dizzy always gives me crap because I'm an Obsidian guy. That's like my favorite studio from Xbox Game Studio. Yeah. But I can't front. I mean, what Ninja Theory is showing, the potential they're doing with these games, and they look spectacular. Let's just get that out the way. Like graphically, that Project Bar, it looked photorealistic. I know. Like, what is going on?
When I saw the picture, I was like, where is this? Like, like I'm thinking, like what hotel are they in or what office building are they in,
Facts.
But then they're like, this is in the game, and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah, I mean, if Ninja Theory keep this up,
right?
Man, they're looking like the biggest acquisition. They're looking like that studio.
Right.
Well, I will say this: stay tuned, fam. Because we got some stuff.
Exclusive.
Right. Look at me.
Let's go.
Oh damn.
Yes, it's so exciting. You are. It's so exciting. I can't wait. I hate to say it, but wait till E3. You know what I mean?
I can't wait. I can't wait. But
shout out to them. He's making moves. We see him.
Oh yes.
We see him.
As Kim would say, who did that for you?
Right.
Let's go.
That's hilarious.
Who did that? Yeah, he gonna be talking tomorrow too.
Right.
We gotta talk about Japan and all that. I know that's not on the topic, but he is doing a lot of things right now. A lot of subtle moves.
Right.
That definitely seem to be adding up for next generation to be very done.
Well, like we said before, that I think that the fact that the gaming industry is really on par in surpassing the movie industry as far as entertainment dollars. And Microsoft, Satya Nadella sees this, and he has now backed Phil Spencer and Xbox. So now we have that money to go do the things that we have always known that Xbox could be.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of people, they did not like the way 2013 went as far as, their message. But for me, as a consumer of video game products and entertainment, I was actually happy to see that the Xbox was going to be my new home entertainment set. That was awesome. I get to pass through my TV, so I never have to change back and forth.
Right.
Those type of things were like awesome to people who truly gamed, so
I'm gonna say this. How can you not see, what is it, 2.2 billion gamers? How can you not see 211 million gamers in the United States? Like, how can you not see?
Houseway,
right?
Right.
Like, this is PC, so you can understand why when people make these, these comments about why PC. That's why. Numbers is why. You can console is a closed system, so you have to open your mind and understand that it's all about getting more people to play the games, and that's good for everybody. So.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, good morning to all the people who are still trickling in. Let's keep rolling. So we had a few delays this week. One of the big ones was, I guess it was last week, but there's some more information that came out about Cyberpunk's delay. And they're saying that it could have been, it's a rumor, guys, that it could have been delayed because it's not playing well on current gen. Now, before I let you guys start telling your side or your opinion, I have to say, that's fine. That's fine. I have to say that when I saw the demo at E3, which is the same demo that they showed, a couple of months back, if you really take the time to look at it, you can see that the NPCs are not acting properly, that they're having trouble with their movements. They look very robotic. There was certain things that I saw that I was just like, this looks like it's going to get pushed back. And it did. And everyone was like, no, it looks good. It looks great. It's Cyberpunk. It's new and shiny. I'm like, there's still some, it looks great, but there's still some things that make my brain say it is not completely there, which now we're being told it isn't. I'm speculating, which Delilah does not agree with me, that this will get pushed back to where that it might come out close to the launch of the next gen console and will get republished for the next gen console because that's where it will play the best. I think that their scope of what they're trying to accomplish as far as no load times, this continuous world, that is only going to be able to be on next gen and be out properly in the way that people aren't going to trash it because it doesn't work properly. Now you can go.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm just gonna, my question that I had even in the chat, was this game not made to be on current generation consoles?
I don't think so.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was always announced for current gen. So PlayStation 4,
we have,
Xbox One.
And I just automatically assumed that it's gonna come out at the tail end of this generation, and then that you could play it on the next generation. You know how they,
Well, the next gen consoles are back compat, right? Is that confirmed? Is that
I know Xbox is,
but not PlayStation. So
I always got to put that out.
Hey, I'm just saying, the shit's still collecting dust, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's like this for me. I'm just saying, for me, I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Don't come out don't have this hyped up game and have it come out like, what's that game? Mass Effect Andromeda or Anthem.
Not
you know
talk
what I mean?
about that.
Right.
Well, we're gonna talk about it because they apparently rushed their games. Am I correct? Right. And they came out, and then they came out, and it did not run as they intended to be, and they had hella patches. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Right. So I'd rather have them push it back and it be right.
Yeah,
I'm all for pushback to make it right, but don't push back and it comes out and it's still not right.
Yeah, because I agree. If this rumor, like, if this is the reason, they need to polish it up. They need to do what they need to do, because this is supposed to be potentially the game of the year. It has to be flawless, and especially since they already got a title with The Witcher when they won Game of the Year. They want another one. They want to make sure that they can back up everything that they presented to us as gamers. But they, just like everybody else, they still they got issues and things they got to tweak, and people got to understand that. I learned that the hard way. So before, I was like, man, fuck all that. I need my game now. And then when the game comes out now and it's not up to my expectations, then I understand why games need to be delayed and games to be pushed back, especially for this particular title. Everybody's gonna want this game, and I want this game to be perfect. Damn near.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I know the initial rumors were that it's specifically because the Xbox One, the old, the PlayStation, the base consoles that were kind of holding back. But I think they just, CD Projekt Red, they had like some type of forum recently where they were speaking to the developers on Reddit, and he actually made a comment about it, and he said something to the effect that, the simple answers are that it's delayed because of it. But he said he kind of alluded to what you said, Al, which is in reference to bug fixing and other things really affecting that. So he's basically telling the base, don't get caught up on the fact that it's these base consoles. It's so many other things that's really affecting development. So look, I'm in the same boat. Delay it. I mean, Al, I saw you when you came out of the the showing from E3. I went in there next. I was very impressed. I want it to be the best possible representation. That game has tremendous potential. So take their time, let it get delayed. I wouldn't be mad if it even got delayed to, closer to next generation console launches anyway. So that's just where I'm at with it. It's always better. I'm a person that never gets upset when you really hear the delay, because ultimately that means they recognize something's going wrong in development. They need to fix it. Let's address it. Let's get it out the right way. That's where I'm at.
Totally agree. Okay, so speaking of delays, we also had a delay of Dying Light 2. I know that the original Dying Light people are still playing heavily. What did you guys get a chance to take a look at that? What are your opinions on this other delay? I don't think that it's necessarily for the same reasons as Cyberpunk, but delays are out there.
I would say this one was surprising because it was like announced a couple of E3s ago. I would say it's been almost 3 years now. So I was assuming that this was like really, really close to being back done already. But so this one to me, this one shocked me more than Cyberpunk did. Because I mean, you think about Cyberpunk and The Witcher, like how big those games are. I don't look at Dying Light in the same kind of under the same lens or microscope that I look at Cyberpunk game or excuse me, a CD Projekt Red game. So this one is surprising.
What I like about Dying Light, period, is the co-op aspects you can play with your friends. That you can be able to go into this world day or night and do these missions with your friends. I think I like co-op zombie games, a little bit. For this to be delayed, like I said before, look, I'm patient. You have to learn with these games. You gotta have
like we got a choice though. If you think about
no, we don't. but you can have a choice to just chill out and be patient, or you can just be ranting every day, every week, every month about your favorite game being delayed. You know what I mean? That people do on a daily. So I'm just saying, it's the way that you absorb the information. And like I said, look, Dying Light 2, I can't wait. I'm interested in the game. I'm not like upset that it needs to be delayed. Like Cognito said, look, they addressed the problem. They need to fix it, because especially in a competitive market as well, they need to know, they need to have their product be best in all platforms to potentially get the most money. And a lot of things about gaming is not just about gaming; it's business as well.
So. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I found this article. Actually, shout out to Lawless. He posted it on Facebook, talking about the next God of War. There was an interview with one of the writers, I believe, and basically saying he didn't confirm, the next God of War is on its way or anything, but we know it's on its way. There's no way it's not on its way because it made too much money. But that they want to explore the relationship with Kratos and his wife, how they met and their whole relationship. How do you guys feel about playing a game where now you're the husband, you're the god of husbandry?
Yeah, I saw this. I was like, all right, it's interesting. It's an interesting take on it. I got confidence in Corey. I mean, if that's the direction they're gonna go, then fine. I think they can pull it off. I kind of want to see more about the Atreus thing. That's just me personally. But listen, it's Corey. They gonna do what they go. He's gonna make a good game. That I got confidence in whatever they do. It would be interesting though if they do this. Though. It would be surprising. This is not something I thought they would do as far as direction is concerned. I'm curious about your thoughts on it though.
So we
go ahead. Anybody who wants to go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I actually got cut off. Y'all talking about the God of War. The next one may be like romantic based, right?
Right. Well, just exploring the relationship of how Kratos and the mom met, and their relationship, and I guess kind of like putting heavy emphasis on knowing that she's gonna die, and I guess how she dies and all that stuff.
Yeah, but how long can you make that in a game though?
Well, I don't think that the whole game is going to be, husband simulator, but,
you don't know. It might be.
I mean, I highly doubt that they're about to come out, with that, but, they're just saying that they want to explore that part. Just like, during the whole game of the last one, they explored that son-father aspect. You know what I mean?
I can get jiggy with that. Like, if it's in, like, the sequel, like, in a part of the game, or in because when I played God of War, I felt that it opened up the story for the son to grow older, and possibly, I'm not too familiar with the Kratos timeline, but I'm thinking that he might take over his spot. I'm just guessing here.
Yeah, like a successor.
Yeah, a successor, correct. How deep will the story go between him and his mom? That's, I'm intrigued about that. I just don't think it's going to be like the whole entire game. I just feel like more so that it should be more focused, more on the boy.
So basically, you're saying that this is only going to be a small part of the game, not so much the entire premise of the game. And to me, that makes a little bit more sense. Regardless, as a gamer, I'm here for it. Whatever they decide to do with God of War, I'm with Cog on this. I trust the developer over there, so let's I
mean, let's be real. We were all flipping out. I mean, not all of us, but some of us were flipping out when we first heard, they ain't got no jump button. Yeah. They ain't got no jump button. And what this ain't God of War. What's going on?
Right.
I remember legit conversations, and then this thing turns out to be the game of the year, and people were going, absolutely loving it. Because of this direction, this story-based change. So that's why I said I'm as much as right now, because again, we're not seeing development, we just hearing about it, right? So for us right now, it's like, you're gonna do some romantic, daddy husband simulator, like it sound weird, right? Right. But until we get it in front of us, and then we like, okay. I see where they're going with this.
It's all about good writing. If the writing's fantastic and it can get you engaged into the game, then that's a great direction.
And that's why I had to choose this topic, just because I know that, people will take this and go like so far, with the premise and why I chose the way that I announced it, because, it can go either way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, some people, they're very attached to the character too, so they could be thinking that it's making him soft or whatever. So I understand where you where you're going with this topic, but it's like, man, it's for me. Let's get the story right, like, and if that's part of it, then that's what it is. But I mean, because they did such a fantastic job with the latest God of War, I think it should be like, no. I think they should have pretty much more creative freedom to really do what they want because they delivered. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we got Fozzie in here who's real upset. He not with it.
Yeah, he not feeling it. He not.
Yeah, he's like totally.
But he anti-Atreus. He don't want the son to be.
Yeah, it's funny as hell. Anyways, right. All right, so Mixer has been going through a lot of changes recently, with their whole Ember for All, and we've had people leave Mixer, people come to Mixer, and now they're changing some of its policies as far as follow channels and 24/7 spark farming. So essentially, what's happening is that those channels are no longer allowed. People can no longer just sit in the channel and collect sparks. For 24 hours. And then there's no more of that, come into this channel, and if you follow me, I'll follow you. And it's this whole movement, even YouTube is starting to do it, of what they call false engagement, So
basically, is it just that someone's, because I mean, honestly, I don't know like how this process works. So is it just that another two streamers, one streamer would get on and host another streamer and then collect sparks, and is that what you're referring to?
No, so basically someone has on a live feed for 24 hours constantly, and anybody can come in and leave their computer on and watch them and collect sparks so that they can have sparks to go, spin.
See, my question, I'll ask around, but my question on this would be, just to present it to the panel, would be, what about shows that do, like, they're taking their content from YouTube and trying to put it on Mixer, so they do these 24-hour marathons of their previous shows, kind of like Xbox Bros has done that. So I wonder about, like, is it going to be more content specific?
Well, they're basically saying that no more 24/7 channels. Like, you can't be on for 24 hours, 7 days a week. Like, that's no longer allowed. But someone's going to find a workaround. Someone's going to be like, all right, well, I'll just stream for 12 hours. I'll be on from 9 to 9, or whatever. So people are going to find workarounds, and this is probably going to always be changing to keep up with people, because that's just how people are. You close one loophole and they find another.
The sparks thing, I'm not familiar with Mixer, but I'm asking. So when you get enough sparks, you move up, like, in the totem pole of Mixer world, and you can potentially be partner. Am I right?
Right. No. Like, people who have people constantly coming into their channel, that shows that they have engagement. So then when they go up to say, I'm applying for partner, they can be like, I meet the requirements because I have so many followers and I have this many people in my channel and I've streamed this amount of time, because those are the requirements.
Oh, sparks farming, I get it. Okay. Yeah. All right, I see why they.
Right.
This makes total sense. Definitely. Yeah.
And it's probably because they've gotten a flood of people applying for partnerships who meet the requirements, but at the same time have no real engagement,
viewership.
Right.
So they puffing up the pads, and they catching on. I think that's great. I wish they'll do that with other
with Twitch.
Yeah, with Twitch.
Okay.
Right.
What's
Say
the
their name.
Twitch.
She sound like she's scared to say.
Right.
Man, Twitch be on some BS. I swear, it's like every week, every 2 weeks
around there,
man. This week on Twitch, you know what I mean? Somebody want to act like it's more negative publicity on Twitch than it's positive, and it's messing me up.
Yeah.
They still say that Twitch accounts for, I think, like 70-something% of all video game content, online. So, like, they're the,
Yeah, but it used to be higher like a couple of years ago. So
Mixer was in its infancy. So.
Yeah. So that number, that 71% is going to go down, and especially what's been going on, at least with Mixer. at least they trying to get genuine partners and genuine viewerships and try to like cover up the exploits as best as they can. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Did they talk about how this is going to be? I'm sorry.
No, I was just literally reiterating what you guys are saying in reference to like, you know, it's more of a protection. They got to protect themselves from exploits, those kind of things. And I mean, I don't necessarily see nothing wrong with it. I mean, I didn't know that process. I'm glad you explained it to me. Yeah, I mean, you got people sitting there for 24/7 and hustling sparks and stuff like that. Right. They go do something. They're gonna do something about it. So
I mean, it's the same thing when what's the name came out? What was it? Forza Horizon. Because, you know, they were giving you stuff for, like, watching people stream. So people set up 24/7 streams of just, you know, not really doing anything, but you were able to get, you know, all that stuff. So,
again, it's just more of protecting the integrity of the brand, that kind of stuff. People are always going to find workarounds, always going to find hustles, but, you know, they're just trying to get a little bit of hold on it. That's all.
Right. All right, well, this is the part of the show where we start to get into some little like tidbits, you know, smaller stories, things that kind of like have to do with video games and just, you know, geekdom in general. So everybody that's in the chat, you guys can go ahead and get your questions ready. Make sure you type question in all caps and then your question. So I put this on specifically for you, Cognito. So apparently there is a new Sonic song for a Sonic the Hedgehog movie with Wiz Khalifa and a couple of other people that I do not know. But the video was like cool because did you take a look at it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So it was cool because it had the whole Sega thing, you know, it was all about like Sega and, you know, blowing on your cartridge and putting it in and getting in the game. I gotta go look at it. You know, they're like a private Sonic, you know, game.
To the lyrics.
I didn't listen like I'm not really listening to the lyrics. I mean, like two of those guys, I don't even know who they are. Especially like the little white kid with like blue hair. Like, who is that?
I know who he was. I knew I was old. I was like, I don't know, two of these dudes. Anyway.
Yeah, but I knew who Ty Dolla $ign was, and then was Khalifa.
Of course.
But yeah, so I thought that the video was like super neat. The song is okay, but I'm more hyped for the movie now because it just kind of gets you in those feels of like Sega.
Woo! Listen.
I'm gonna disagree though. That song was trash, and
come on.
See, okay, what y'all
you don't like the chorus?
Lady actually was listening to the song before.
Right.
She played the song while we was in the.
Nah, man, it's a no for me, dog. I'm telling you,
the song was kind of trash, but you know, the video was cool.
It's not hyping me up to go watch the movie, like to go to the theater and watch the movie. I'm gonna wait till it goes on a streaming service and just watch it when I get home.
Yeah. Just so the chat is aware, like before we start the show, Lady likes to play music before we get started in the morning, and she played that song, and so this is her kind of first take, you know, reaction to it all. So it's pretty hilarious.
That's funny.
I respect that you like that song, and
I didn't say that I liked the song. I said that I liked the video. The video was neat.
I like the video. Right. The song is average. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just average, but you know, I like that they showed their love for gaming in it. And although it was silly, it had like the old 16-bit retro kind of vibe. So that part about I dig it. But like, yeah, the lyrics was like, nah, I wasn't like, oh, this is it. This is a banger. This is a win. It's going to make me go watch the movie now, that kind of thing. But I will say this, though. I like the fact that it seems that whoever is behind the production of this movie, like the fact that they went back, redid Sonic, right? That was a big deal. Remember how the fans were very upset with how he was represented. And then it just seems like they're getting more people in tune that actually love the game. So for that aspect, I gotta support it. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I'm biased because I'm a Sega kid. But I mean, you know, it's a regular song, whatever. You know, nothing that made me like, okay, I gotta go cop this. None of that stuff.
Right.
It was just fun. I just looked at it as nerd geek fun stuff.
The video is good when it's muted. I'm telling you.
Oh damn! Come on!
Damn! You ain't gotta do him like that. You know? It's good when it's muted.
The artwork is fantastic.
Yeah. All right. So We gotta toss a coin to your Witcher anime series coming to Netflix. I guess they're exploring The Witcher in anime.
Kind of like Castlevania?
I think
that would be nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So they've already said that The Witcher is on point to be their biggest series.
Wow.
For Netflix.
Period?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it's great, right? I don't know how the anime is going to go, but it's in the works. It's something else to look forward to. I don't know if it's going to explore more of the video game or the books, because it seems kind of like weird that they would do the anime series when they have a regular one if it's not going to explore something different,
Right. Yeah, like a kind of a prequel, or I get where you're going.
Hell, The Witcher, the show is a prequel.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
CHAREECE, pay attention to these questions because I'm gonna ask you to collect them all.
If Castlevania, if they can do if Castlevania was fire. So
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Whew, so if that's any indication of what they can possibly do, I'm all for it. I just don't want to be like, okay, that The Witcher is fire, oversaturate your market with it,
right?
Because if it does,
people.
Thank you.
Good point.
That's my thing. I don't want like a good anime Witcher series, but a trash live action. You know what I mean?
Well, the live action is fire. What you'll probably get is a trash anime.
You don't know.
Don't say that.
Yellow Trap.
You think it's gonna be a trash? You think it's gonna be trash? You think?
I'm saying that the live action is awesome already. Yeah. So
right.
I think both have the potential to be good. I mean, I think the anime you target. I mean, you get some people that watch both, but you kind of targeting two separate audiences in some way.
I feel like live action is actually harder to pull off when it's a beloved series because everybody's so critical and will nitpick. They ain't supposed to look like that. I remember when the early Henry Cavill, they were like, "Oh no, this is not it. This is terrible." Yeah, so it goes to show you, like, I always feel live action, the choice of the actors, all that stuff. People are very emotional with the choices. So if they pull that off in an anime world, again, provided it's still decent, I think they may have a better shot of doing that. But like Infamous said, like, they can't be just going to try to cash out now. Now that they got something that's hot, like it has to have the same level of quality, and so people will like it. They have to probably tell a new story or maybe some type of prequel story.
Or they can do the side stories. Like, there's a lot of side stories in this series.
It's a big world.
Yeah.
All right, so for all our Trekkie fans, Picard started this week. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Anybody keep up with Star Trek or anything like that?
This is all y'all.
I don't know that much about Star Wars. I mean, that's being Star Wars. Star Trek.
Star Wars? For real?
See, I know who Picard is. I think when I was a kid, my mom used to watch the show when he was the captain. Am I right?
Right.
Which Star Trek? I don't know, but he seems cool, and I get positive feedback. Feedback.
So apparently, they're also he also hinted at maybe Whoopi Goldberg coming back to reprise her role, which most people that don't know, she was like the first Black woman in a sci-fi television series, sci-fi anything. Because before her, you did not see Black people in sci-fi, which meant Black people weren't in the future.
Facts. Wasn't LeVar Burton on Star Trek?
After her.
Yeah.
After her. Okay, Next Generation. Yeah, y'all right.
Right. So she was, that first Black character that we saw on TV in sci-fi. So it's, kind of a big deal. But I haven't started watching it. It's on CBS All Access, so you do have to pay them that $5.99 a month to be able to watch it. But yeah, I just wanted to put it out there. It's a tidbit.
Nice. That's what's up.
The next little tidbit is Apex Legend is getting a new legend.
He's not cute though.
And if you notice, he has like some cybernetics, like he has a big cybernetic arm. And if you knew anything about what was that, Titanfall?
Yes.
So that company, I can't remember the name right now, it's escaping me, but that I believe they're like an evil company corporation.
Hammond
yes.
Robotics.
So he is the first legend to be a sponsored legend. So they're basically tying in more story into Apex Legends.
What I'm saying.
So this guy is sponsored by Hammond, and he has a big cybernetic arm, which I'm assuming that they enhanced him with so that he can, win more games. Because, the whole premise is that, all these people come in here to fight. And so think of, like, what was that old futuristic? Almost like, I don't know why the name is escaping me right now. But like that whole roller derby type thing, where people are sponsoring these people to go in.
Yes.
So I'm down with it just because it's bringing more lore, more story into Apex, which I'm always down with.
Yes, and more Titanfall connections because I want my Titanfall 3. That's what I want. I'm all about that. I'm not Battle Royale. I'm gonna lie to y'all, but I do respect this one. But I just love that it's in that universe. So if they can start linking that, because people want that Titanfall 3, man. You gotta give us some tidbits here and there. Give us some, some story connectivity. I like that.
Yeah, because I didn't even finish Titanfall 2 story, but I heard that come on. Yeah, people say that it's it was great. So
yeah. Because you gotta think about the first one lacked a story, and so this one kind of made up for it.
Right.
Yeah, big time.
So the last little tidbit we have before we do questions is apparently
I have one tidbit after that.
Okay. So apparently there was a Obi-Wan Kenobi series that was about to be a thing, but it just shut down to have a major overhaul. Did anybody even know this was happening?
I didn't know this was that. No. They were making this show. This is
a
live action.
Is this supposed to be the Disney Plus show?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was going to be a Disney Plus show.
Kind of like the Mandalorian.
Right. Okay. Right. But about Obi-Wan, which would have been amazing. Who doesn't like Obi-Wan? But it's crazy that they're already saying,
So what is it? It's shut down, or what's going on?
Yeah, apparently they shut down the series totally, and it's having a major overhaul.
Wow.
Well, it should be coming back in the future. Yeah, because let me tell you, that Mandalorian had people like link to their TVs.
I was.
Yeah, so if they can do shows specifically concentrated on a specific character's history based on the movie series, I think that's great. In-depth analysis on your character and how they became. That's pretty cool.
No doubt.
I saw the trailer for Clone Wars though drop this week too. For the last season, and
it's the last season. It's been a while. I didn't even realize that they hadn't finished it.
Wow.
All right,
I got a ton of questions.
You said you had another tidbit.
Okay, I look, Monique. She got a stand-up comedy special on Showtime, February 7th at 10 p.m. I cannot wait to see what she talks about.
Salute.
Because
she better not be talking about the same old like.
She gonna go in. She gonna go in.
She's going in. You crying though? Shit.
So she going a little extra with the crying and complaining, but I want to see now that they gave her the bag on what she deserved. I want to see everything she's got to say about the drama with the people that she was bad with. Like, I want to know the dirt, because I know there was a lot behind the scenes that she seems to be holding on, that people did her dirty in reference to it. So I'm just nosy. I just want to know.
You just want to hear the tea.
I want to hear the tea. I ain't going because I just know behind the scenes. So facts.
Yeah, because I was looking on Netflix yesterday, and they probably have like 4 more comedy specials that came out this week, and it's like every month they have comedy specials coming out. So, I mean, they like kicking HBO in the balls as far as we the new comedy people.
Yeah,
I know that
they cutting them checks.
The older, I don't know. There's not a lot of like old school cats know that like old Monique. But her stand-up was raunchy and funny as hell.
Yes.
So for her, I need to let her. I want her to tell me what happened in a funny way. That's all. And she's gonna be hosting other people as well, so that's pretty cool as well. That's my tidbit.
Dope.
All right. Cool. I'm sure we'll be watching it. I got Showtime, so. CHAREECE, where are we at with the questions?
All right, we got a few of them. All right, first up is Mr. Calvin Henderson. I think you're kind of early with this, but hey, question: 2020 Game of the Year prediction.
Too soon.
Too early.
Everything getting delayed, dude.
Right, and you got to see more than like. I'm not claiming anything Game of the Year by just a trailer.
It's too early. So many contenders too. So many contenders hard.
All right, next.
Taco the Noob. Question: should I smoke a chicken today? Yes,
absolutely.
Always,
no question.
Yeah, I'm like that was a given. Food is always a yes. Let's see what's else. Hold on.
Yeah, you missed K Mega.
Yep.
Oh, I did.
You missed a couple.
Right underneath Calvin. About Game of the Year.
No, I wonder why.
Damn. It says, do you believe the rumors about Shade? K Mega's question.
I'm sorry.
K Mega's question. Do you believe the rumors about Xbox getting a superhero game, and which hero, anti-hero would you like to see come?
Well, they just shut down the Superman stuff.
Yeah, I can't comment on the rumors, but if I had to pick any superhero game, I would I want to see. Wow, it would be more anti-hero. I want to see another Wolverine game, man.
I agree with Delilah.
I'm with K Mega. I want to see Deadpool. That's because I love Deadpool, though. So,
or Black Panther.
Well, we're getting all of that.
He's a hero. Yeah, we're gonna keep getting Black Panther, but you want to see it in the game, huh?
Yeah, that's what I need.
Let's see here now. What is this? A B C A. Dude.
Yep.
Abacab.
Okay, thank y'all. Has anyone seen, heard of the Noonie Cooney movie on Netflix? Honestly, you need to go talk to Bloody about that.
That's a bloody question.
Yes. That's bloody. But I have previewed it. It's on my watch list. I'm supposed to watch it sometime in the next week when I have a day off. So,
Charisse, have you played the games?
PlayStation,
okay? PlayStation.
Again.
I know she got a PlayStation and she acting like a redheaded stepchild.
I know. Like, you can play all this. You can play Nino Cooney 2.
You know, I looked at the trailer and I was like, this story looks boring as fuck.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If it wasn't on the PlayStation, would you play it?
She would.
If it wasn't on the
console bias.
Reese is probably the most console bias here. And people wouldn't even think that. People would not think that.
Reese, you gotta turn it on at least every 6 months. Get them updates. Get the stability.
Hell,
updates,
I just bought it like in November. I bought it in November.
What game did you pick up? What game did you pick up for it?
I got God of War and
Spider-Man, and she finished Spider-Man.
I just finished.
But don't ask her for the review on Spider-Man. Don't ask her.
Oh no, it's like that.
It's
she
like
goes in. Damn, what's the review? Come on, let's talk about it.
It's a solid 7. Okay, a solid, but it needs to give props to Batman Arkham series. Like they stole so much shit from that game.
Okay, I feel you.
I don't like how it ended because the ending was a QTE movie. But
they don't know spoilers. God, come on, Charisse.
Hey, Spider-Man, spoil that shit.
You ain't playing.
Damn.
Right? Because Spider-Man been out for a whole 2 years almost.
Yeah, it's been a minute now.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Y'all ain't playing that shit.
Go ahead.
Anyway.
All right, go ahead. Next question.
I'm gonna dust my PlayStation off just for today, just for y'all.
No, don't do that because I need someone to play with. You do that another day.
Okay. Hey, ain't no sweat off my back.
Damn. All right.
Oh,
Next question. I think it's from Rain G4.
Yeah, Rain G4. How long do you think consoles be around? Like the console life cycle?
So let me answer this.
Is that what you're asking? Because I used to be 10 years, but now it's like 5.
I think they're talking about like after this generation will there be consoles. I mean, I think he's imagining a future without consoles, and I think that because of the cost of console and the easier barrier of entry and the performance dollar to dollar, console will always be an option.
Yeah, I think so too. It's people I know who just will not buy a PC, and they just want one button, plug, play. That's it.
If
they don't want to hear.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, they don't want to hear about anything else. They just want to, simplicity, ease of use, just everything that you said.
I was going to say that if anything, I can see PC conforming a little bit to have that barrier of entry. I mean, we already see it now with like tablets and laptops and stuff like that. It's like you don't have to build it in order to have it, and so. And the performance is all these mobile-based devices are starting to catch up, and I think that's the future. So I feel
But
like
I could see. Go ahead. I was just gonna say I could see more of like the why is the name escaping me right now? But the Xbox, the thing that they're doing that you guys were saying you're playing on the phones and tablets. Why can't I remember the name? Yeah, I could see that becoming more of a thing directly to your TV where you have no box. You know that there are Xboxes in a server farm, and you know you're playing that way. That you know you don't have to have the actual box at home, but you're still able to have console experience. You know, online. Straight from your TV.
I would proceed with that with caution because I personally, just my personal opinion, infrastructure is going to take some time for the United States to get there.
Right.
Because you see, like 5G is still the rollout.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that's happening. You know,
right? Like
next 5 years or anything like that. But
yeah,
I mean, unless we have some type of like serious advancement that happens in the next 2 years, that's the only way I would see.
You know, invention or something that just kind of big that blows up. Yeah. So I think consoles will always have a place because of the parametry.
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
Brain G4. If a studio is small, does it mean they are unable to create AAA titles?
How did this is coming? How did I
right? Because he posed this on Twitter, but I don't think so. I think that if you're a small studio, that just means it's going to take you a little longer to get a AAA game out. But I think that you could still have a AAA experience with a small studio.
That
you guys can,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think there's no correlation to, you know, as far as the amount of people on the team. I mean, you look at Hellblade, you know, the first one, that's another, you know, example of a smaller team that you can arguably made like a AAA type experience. So yes, is it nice to have more on your team? Yeah, but at the same time, that doesn't dictate the quality of it, whether or not it's going to be, you know, on the level of a AA or AAA experience.
Yeah, and the fact that that team has doubled should get people real excited because if they can deliver with that small of a team, they can deliver something like Hellblade. Then you can imagine what double that team can deliver. So.
Agreed. Yeah, that's why they excite me as Microsoft Studio. That's one of the ones I'm really looking forward to, based on their potential.
I think the one I'm looking forward to the most would be Playground.
Yeah, Playground. I always liked them. Yeah,
Playground.
Always liked them.
Yeah.
All right. Next question, Charisse.
Question. Oh God, I just saw like 3 pop up. Will Cyberpunk give Rockstar real competition?
I think they already give them competition.
They already are. Yeah.
Yeah.
How? I disagree because the thing, their bread and butter, Rockstar bread and butter is their multiplayer, and that's what CD Projekt Red doesn't have yet. But I heard that Cyberpunk 2077 is supposed to have some multiplayer aspects.
Right. It was. But just because they're able to make goob gobs of money with their online doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have competition within their single player to single player experience.
We talking about single player? Okay, maybe, yeah, maybe. I mean, the GTA 5 story was great.
Yeah, I agree. But you know, Witcher was great too. So it's like, you know, you have these 2 big players now that are, you know, making these great single player experiences, but people need to realize also that those types of experiences take a long time. You're not going to get that every other year. You're not going to get that every 3 years. It's going to be 4 to 5 years before you get these experiences.
Yeah, but it's looking at every generation, like between say 5 and 6, like really.
Right.
Okay.
That's true. Other Zinc. See, again, y'all say I'm throwing shade. Okay.
Why Other Zinc's name reminds me of a vitamin at Walgreens.
Right.
Yeah.
The off-brand one, not the main brand, the other brand. Will Sony attend a major conference in 2020? Dude, we don't know.
I'm sorry. What can you repeat the question?
They did in 2019. They just did not attend E3.
Will Sony attend a major conference in 2020?
Yeah, they went to Gamescom. So
they went to Gamescom.
Like they just didn't come to E3, and I don't know what their issue seems to be now with coming to the American conferences, but you know, they've been going to Europe.
Yeah, I just want them to do a fan event. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's me too. Like I want a fan event because, you know, we spend all kind of money supporting you. We are paying your salaries, so show some love back to us.
Facts.
You know, Sony ain't gonna do that. Come on now, let's be.
Well, they got PlayStation.
It would have helped my perception of it.
No, they haven't done PlayStation.
They haven't done it.
They can bring it back, though, right?
They didn't bring it back. They didn't bring it back last year after they said they wasn't gonna show up last year.
But they always could, just like how Microsoft brought back XO. They could do the same.
Mm-hmm.
No, they just got to do it. It's been like since 2018 since they've really done their last fan event, and that's just a concern. They're so successful. They need to give back. I mean, as much as people have what they can say what they want to say about Xbox, you cannot say that Microsoft does not allow their executives to touch the people and to do these fan events. It's like none other. So they have to do something. I mean, they ate last generation. PlayStation 4 was such a success. Like, just show the fans something. It'd be cool to, even
if they just did the, like the Nintendo Direct. But then did giveaways,
that's literally what I said last ILP. Even if you don't want to show, that's fine. If you have beef with the ESA, that's fine. But at least do some form of a state of play during that week, so that you don't disrespect the fans that are actually there. Even if you do it on your own site or even just a program on YouTube. Do something.
Like, I know it was interesting when we brought this up last show was where we were like, this E3, and this is why I was kind of arguing that I was hoping that they would be there, because now you got everybody in the one place. Like, now if they do a separate event, the people who do media, everybody got to travel to that.
Oh, you cut out, lady.
You cut out. Go back up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. So basically, I was saying that by Sony doing a separate event, now you're going to have people in media and fans going to have to go and travel to another event, get new hotel costs, buy more plane tickets. It's like,
I got time for that.
Right. Why not take advantage of the fact that everybody's in one place? And I think that's what they're missing out on. The importance of just taking advantage of that time. EA is doing it. Microsoft is doing it. So, yeah.
All right. I think that's all the questions. Yeah, Charisse?
Wait. No. We got one more that slipped in there. Mr. Hardy, I'm going to be nice because we have a guest today. But the next time, please put question in front of your question. All right. Also, this is his question. Do you feel like Phil is going to announce a Japanese studio at E3? Delilah, be quiet.
Delilah, let's go. Come on. Let's get that exclusive. Come on.
Yeah.
I do not. I can't comment on rumors or speculation.
Look. Phil's out there. He been out there a lot, man. He's doing a lot of hugging people, kissing
and
babies.
Aaron too. If you
Aaron's been out there. Then
Instagram.
I'm a big Tekken fan, and I saw my boy Harada make a comment on Twitter like, "Yeah, it was great to see you, Phil." And I'm like, "Yo, what is going on? Like, something is bubbling." He's definitely not giving up on the territory. We know about obviously, I think, that's not China, but the SK Telecom deal that they did. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely not in other regions. They're still looking to expand. So my whole thing is, I think it's only a matter of time. I think it will happen. I'm going to go on. I'm going to say yes. Whether it's an established studio is the question. If it's an established, or if it's someone that's kind of new, up and coming, brand new talent, and just have a presence in the region. But I definitely think it's coming.
Yeah, I think that Jez had already commented on this, that acquisitions are not over.
Interesting.
You can't deny his tenacity though, and his determination. I mean,
love it.
It brings hope. A Japanese studio would be great for Xbox, and see what the capabilities and Microsoft pockets what can come up with it. But at least he's going to Japan. At least he's making moves to do something. I think Phil Spencer ain't just gonna be taking trips to be taking trips. There's always something behind the trips.
Absolutely. And to me, the key that I always say that's different this time around, because people are like, oh, I don't know why they just give up on the territory. I think the difference now is, I think they may want to, my guess is they may want to leverage xCloud, because in those markets they traditionally don't buy. It's usually very mobile centric. So if they can leverage xCloud and then again do another deal like they did with the ISPs and stuff like that, and hey, you put that on Xbox Game Pass or a Project xCloud app out there on mobile device, that could be appealing to have the whole Microsoft library on the go. So,
and we're already behind Japan and China as far as 5G, so they already have infrastructure in place that we don't have. So
yes, good point. So I think that would be the way you kind of like Trojan horse the situation, right, and get them in there. So I think he's cooking. I think he's cooking up.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Anybody else?
there.
All right. I don't know if we got another question because I haven't stopped looking, but I just want to highlight this comment from Mr. Elite. Said he didn't like Spider-Man very much, but because it still does not match Arkham Knight. Thank you. I'm going on now.
Shade.
All right.
She's like, I don't care about no
She
more
had to get that off. She had to get that off. She was saying she was waiting for that one.
Yes. Shout out to Elite for agreeing with me. Shout out to you. Let me see. Any other questions?
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
We've already gone over, our normal time, and we like to keep ours condensed. But
an hour.
Not like 3 hours, but
I don't know no podcast that do that. I don't know about that.
One time, I literally left the house, went to the store, and came back, and y'all was still.
We were still.
All right, cool. Let me catch the end of the show. It was great. It was fantabulous having you here. Please spread the word. Let the other people know that you can come to the Grown Woman Gaming Podcast.
Of course.
Yeah,
salute to you. Yeah, we don't bite, not hard anyway. But,
listen, I'm glad. Like I said, glad y'all invited me. Gotta come back. This is fun, and we know we're gonna spread the word. And we gotta get y'all all on ILP. So you heard it here. I'm putting it out there. I want the ladies of the realm in ILP. LBOOGIE, spread the word.
Let me know.
Let's pick a date and let's do this.
All right. Sounds good. I hope everybody that's listening had a great time. We appreciate every single one of y'all that came through to show us some love, spread the word. Let's start with your outros. Go ahead, Mr. Cognito, since you are the guest. Let people know where they can find you.
Thank you. On Twitter at Lord Cognito, you already know, and the website is lordsofgaming.net. Really appreciate the support with you guys retweeting the articles and showing us love. We're able to get media. We're actually going to be games media for PAX East 2020, so look out for a lot of coverage, behind the scenes stuff cooking up. It's going to be really fun, and of course, every Sunday, you already know it is the Lord's Day, 1 p.m. Eastern. We should have a good old school retro guest. I see K Mega's in there. K Mega, if you like Transformers, G.I. Joe, all that stuff, you're going to love our guest. We're going to talk about the old days, the arcades, all that good stuff. We have Michael Mercy. This guy is an 80s kind of nostalgic guy, and his channel is amazing. You should really check it out. So we're going to have him. We're going to also talk about gaming, the latest that's going on, and also check out Iron Lord Podcast. My boy King David killing it with the King of the Statues of the Combat Talk, and myself with Ebontis, The Last Word, and of course my boy PD Roundtable with the Stream Team, usually Mondays, I believe, at 9. So appreciate the support. Support the late ladies of the realm. GWG, much love.
All right, and if you guys are here for the first time and you enjoyed yourself, please make sure you hit that subscribe so that you get alerts when we go live. What about Miss Lady Infants? Where can they find you?
Oh, you already know. I want to thank everybody that stopped by today and checking us out. Your interaction is the best thing of the show. Lord Cognito, I know you're a very busy man, but you came and hanged out with us this morning. We really appreciate that. And to my lovely, wonderful, beautiful, intelligent panel, thank you guys for being you. You guys can check me at Lady_Infamous415. In a little bit, we're going to do some Bloodborne, level 66. You can also hit me up on my side piece, aka Twitter, Lady_Infamous30. And the Niners are supposed to win the Super Bowl.
Not again! Let's go! Let it go! Stand up!
All right. Thank you for stopping by.
All right, Miss CHAREECE, where can they find you?
All right, it's your girl CHAREECE here, your resident lurker. You can find me on Twitter at CHAREECE_. I am usually lurking in people's comments because they're hilarious. I am always on Xbox at CHAREECE. I am always on Mixer. I am as the dark side on PlayStation as CHAREECE82. And again, it is the dark side.
Okay.
But yeah, you can always find me around. I'm always up to a conversation. Less when I'm playing Apex with Boogie, and then I will
talk. Yeah. All right, Miss Delilah, where can they find you?
Yes, you all know you can find me on Twitter, Delilah_HD, right here on Grown Woman Gaming. And thanks again to Lord Cognito for joining us in this beautiful podcast that we have here on every Saturday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. And I'm still working. I'm still trying to work that out. But thank you, and we appreciate the chat, and I will see you all next week.
All right, and I am LBOOGIE0208, your host for this weekend. And you can find me on Twitter, LBOOGIE0208, on Mixer as LBOOGIE0208. And I am on the Roundtable on Monday afternoons or Monday evenings at 9 p.m. And then here every Saturday to show you some love and bright and, you know, I don't know, my wonderful personality. But yeah, thank you. We love you guys and see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.